Hello and welcome back. Here we're converting each percentage to a decimal. So I'll just choose a selection of these and show you a few ways you could go about doing them. So if we look at A, we've got 55%. One way you could convert this to a decimal is just put that in your calculator, 55 and then the percent sign. You may have to push Shift and then another button on your calculator, and if you do that, you'll get 0.55. Another way you could do something similar, let's look at question B. This time we won't use our calculator. 37%. Let's remember what percent means. That means out of 100. So if we wrote it as a fraction, this would be 37 over 100. Well, that out of 100, that helps us out a little bit. So we know that we're looking past the decimal point. So we've got the tenths place and then the hundredths place, and we've got 37. So we can just write 37 after our first decimal point. And this will be 37 hundredths, which is the same as 37%. Another thing we could try is, this one's a little bit less mathematical, but it helps some people out, especially visually. This, if we just put it in our calculator, or we think about this as 19 divided by 100, which is very similar to before we had that fraction. And when we divide by 100, we are just moving the decimal point. Now, I don't like to use the word moving, but it does help some people. The decimal point from where it is, and we're just moving it 2 places to the left. So our new place for the decimal point will be just there. So when we do that, we'll get our new number 0.19. So we've done a few ways. We've done the calculator method in part A. Just put in 55% on the calculator. Your percent sign should be somewhere on the calculator. You may need to push Shift or second or an alternate button to get there. Next up, B, we've got 37%. We can think about that as a fraction, 37 out of 100. So if we think about our decimal places, you've got the tenths place just here, and then the hundredths place just here. We just put in 37 into the tens and hundredths place. Finally, we've got 19%, which is the same as saying 19 divided by 100, very similar to writing it as a fraction. But when we divide by 100, we're just moving that decimal point 2 places to the left. So it was 19, now it'll be 0.19. Let's jump ahead now and look at G. This one has 3 numbers as part of it, 250%. So if we put that in our calculator, write it as a fraction, or try and divide by 100, whatever method you like, have a go, see what you get. I'll wait. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so this one, if we just move that decimal point, let me grab a different color, 2 places to the left, boop, boop, we've got our new number, 2.5. So the same process applies. It doesn't matter if you've got something below 100%, something bigger than 100%, the same process still works. So let's quickly look at I now. This one's got 4 numbers in it, 3,912%. This will equal, let's use that moving 2 decimal places trick again. Let's see if it works. 1, 2. So it'd be 39.12. Nice. And finally, J, K, and L, those are just single digits. Again, it doesn't really matter. 7%. What does that equal as a decimal? Let's see. 1, 2, oh, hold on, we don't have a number here. So if there was a number before the 7, well, if there's no value there, it would have to be a 0. So this would be 0.07 as a decimal. Alright, I hope these examples have been enough to help you out. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you next time.